Welcome back to the Metabolic Revolution podcast. I'm Dr. Steve Presciutti, and today I'm handing you the single most powerful diagnostic tool in medicine. It costs $12 at CVS, takes 30 seconds to use, and tells you more about your health than $10,000 worth of lab work. I'm talking about your thermometer. Quick reminder, this is educational content, not medical advice. Always work with your healthcare provider before making changes to your health routine. Now, let's expose another medical fallacy. This is episode 10, and we've been building to this moment. We've shown you how PUFAs poison your cells, how energy is everything, how your gut affects your metabolism, why sugar and salt are essential, exposed the cholesterol myth, freed you from protein obsession, revealed how exercise can wreck you, and last week demolished the fasting trap. But today might change everything for you, because I'm going to show you how to measure whether any of things we've been talking about is working for you. No expensive tests required, no complicated biomarkers, just your body temperature. And what you're about to learn may shock you. Here's the sobering truth. The average body temperature of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit is a lie. That number comes from data collected in the 1860s when people were actually metabolically healthy. But today, the average body temperature in the US has dropped to 97.5 degrees. That's more than a whole degree. And nobody's talking about what this means. Your doctor sees 97 degrees and says normal. But it's not normal. It's metabolic death by 1,000 cuts. Let's dive in. Let me tell you about David, 42 years old. CrossFit athlete, perfect labs according to his doctor. TSH was 2.5, completely normal. Testosterone was 450, age appropriate. Cholesterol was 180, excellent. But David felt like garbage, couldn't lose weight, brain fog, afternoon crashes, no libido. His wife was worried he was depressed. I had him take his temperature, 10 a.m. after breakfast, sitting quietly. 96.4 degrees. I took it 3 more times to be sure. Same result. His doctor said his labs were perfect, but his body was screaming metabolic dysfunction. Within 3 months of following our pro-metabolic protocol, David was hitting 98.2 degrees consistently. His energy returned, brain fog cleared. He even lost 15 pounds without trying, and his wife said she got her husband back. Here's what your doctor doesn't understand. Body temperature is a direct, immediate measurement of your metabolic health. It's not some arbitrary number. It's literally the speed at which every chemical reaction in your body occurs. The science is clear on this. It's basic biochemistry. When your temperature drops even 1 degree Fahrenheit, all of the enzymes in your body, all of those chemical reactions, are now operating at a fraction of their potential. And that means you are operating at a fraction of your own personal potential. Your potential to live your best life every day is being stolen from you at the most basic level when your body temperature is low like that. Let that sink in for a moment. Let me explain the biochemistry, because this is crucial to understand. Enzymes are proteins that catalyze every single reaction in your body. They build muscle, digest food, produce hormones, generate energy, repair DNA, literally everything. And here's the kicker. Enzymes are highly temperature dependent, and their function, how well they work, is highly susceptible to temperature changes. They all have an optimal temperature range where they function perfectly, and for humans, that just so happens to be 98 to 99 degrees Fahrenheit. But when your temperature drops to 97 degrees, which most doctors today have just accepted as, quote, normal, enzyme function drops by a staggering 30%. That's incredible. 30%. Imagine your car running on 70% power. That's you at 97 degrees. At 96 degrees, your enzyme activity is down a staggering 50%. This isn't some minor inefficiency. This is a sign of systemic dysfunction on a massive scale. And what really gets me is I routinely see and work with clients who have temperatures in this 96 degree range. This is a huge, near-pervasive problem, and I don't hear many other health experts talking about this. Think about what this significant drop in body-wide enzyme function means for your health. Your thyroid enzymes that convert T4 to active T3, they're literally running at half speed. Your liver enzymes that detoxify estrogen and clear toxins from the body, compromised but only by fully 50%. Your digestive enzymes breaking down protein, let's just say they'll be struggling significantly, often leading to undigested protein in the gut, which can cause further issues. And yes, most importantly, your mitochondrial enzymes producing ATP are going to be crawling along. Literally every single metabolic process in your body is operating in slow motion when your body temperature drops towards 96 degrees. But it gets worse. Low temperature doesn't just slow enzymes, it changes their shape. Enzymes work through precise three-dimensional structures. Temperature affects these structures as well. When you're cold, enzymes literally can't bind to their substrates properly. It's like trying to unlock a door with a key that's been bent. It might still work, but barely. This is why people with low body temperature have every symptom imaginable. Digestive issues? Your enzymes can't break down food properly. Can't lose weight? Your metabolic enzymes are barely functioning. Brain fog? Your neurotransmitter-producing enzymes are compromised. Hormonal problems? Your steroid-producing enzymes can't keep up. It all comes back to temperature. I see this every day with my clients. Someone comes in with a laundry list of symptoms. Their doctor has run every test, tried every medication. Nothing works. I check their temperature, 96.5 degrees Fahrenheit. We focus solely on raising their temperature by supporting their metabolism through nutrition, lifestyle, and stress reduction, and suddenly everything improves. Not because we treated each symptom as an individual problem, but because we restored the fundamental operating system of their body. The medical establishment has completely ignored this. They've lowered the quote normal range to accommodate an increasingly sick population. It's like lowering the bar instead of helping people jump higher. They see declining body temperatures, and instead of asking why, they just adjust the reference range down. It should be criminal. And here's something that'll really make you angry. They know temperature matters in other contexts. Hypothermia is a medical emergency. Fever is closely monitored. But chronic low body temperature? That's just normal variation. Well, sorry. No, it's not. It's chronic hypothermia, and it's killing people slowly. Let me share the research they don't want you to see. A Stanford study from 2020 showed that average body temperature has dropped 0.03 degrees Celsius per decade since the Industrial Revolution. That's a full degree Fahrenheit over 150 years. The researchers called it a population-level decline in metabolic rate. But nobody's connecting the dots to our epidemic of chronic disease. Another study found that for every degree decrease in body temperature, metabolic rate drops by 7 to 10%. 10%. That means someone at 96.6 degrees is burning 20% fewer calories at rest than someone at 98.6. No wonder people can't lose weight despite eating nothing. Their metabolism is literally frozen. But calories are just the tip of the iceberg. Low temperature affects every hormone in your body. Thyroid hormone can't function properly below 98 degrees. Testosterone production plummets. Growth hormone release is impaired. Insulin sensitivity decreases. Your entire endocrine system depends on proper temperature. The immune system is particularly temperature sensitive. White blood cells move slower in cold environments. Antibody production decreases. Inflammation increases. This is why people with low body temperature get sick constantly. Their immune system is literally too cold to function. Now, if you're ready to take control and actually fix this, our Energy Reset Essentials mini course walks you through exactly how to raise your body temperature systematically. For just $39, you get the exact protocol we use with private clients. What to eat, when to eat it, which supplements actually work for raising temperature. No confusion, just results. You can find that at biosparkhealth.com. But knowing your temperature is just the first step. You need to know how to measure it correctly. And this is where most people screw up. Your temperature fluctuates throughout the day. It's lowest in the early morning, rises after breakfast, peaks in the afternoon, and drops at night. One random measurement tells you nothing. Here's the protocol. Take your temperature 3 times a day. First, immediately upon waking, before you get out of bed. This is your basal temperature. Ideally, it should be above 97.8 degrees. If it's below 97.3, your thyroid is struggling. Below 97, you're in serious metabolic suppression. Okay. For the second measurement, try to take it around mid-morning, about an hour after breakfast. This should ideally be 98.2 to 98.6 degrees. This shows how your metabolism responds to food. If it doesn't rise after eating, your thyroid isn't responding to glucose properly, and you're likely running on stress hormones during your day. If you can, a third measurement around mid-afternoon, around 2 or 3 p.m., can also be helpful. This should be your highest of the day, ideally 98.6 to 99 degrees. If you're crashing here, if temperature drops, that's your cortisol spiking because your cells don't have enough energy. For best results, use an oral thermometer, under the tongue, mouth closed, for at least 60 seconds. A digital thermometer is fine, but get a decent one. And, for the most part, those forehead scanners are useless for this. Ear thermometers can also be inconsistent. And here's what nobody tells you. Your pulse can also be a helpful, easily taken biomarker to help assess metabolic health over time. Temperature and pulse together tell the complete story when taken together. Your pulse should be 75 to 85 beats per minute at rest. If your temperature is low but pulse is high, that's adrenaline compensating for low thyroid. If both are low, that can indicate deep metabolic suppression. That's why having both is helpful. I had a client, Sarah, classic case, temperature 96.8, pulse 52. Her doctor said she had an athlete's heart rate. She hadn't exercised in years. She was literally hibernating. Her body had downregulated everything to survive. We got her eating enough food, particularly carbohydrates, added specific supplements to support thyroid function, and within 3 months, temperature 98.4, pulse 78, she said she felt like she aged backwards 10 years. This is why traditional thyroid testing fails. Your TSH can be normal while your temperature is in the basement. TSH just tells you what your pituitary is asking for, not what's actually happening in your cells, which is what really matters. Temperature tells you what's actually happening in the part of the body that matters, the part you care about, your actual cells. Yes, it's kind of like the ultimate functional test. And forget this idea that some people quote, run cold naturally. Humans are warm-blooded mammals. We're supposed to maintain a consistent warm temperature. If you're chronically cold, that's not a personality trait. It's a sign of metabolic dysfunction. Your ancestors who, quote, ran cold, died off because they couldn't survive. You're not special, you're metabolically sick. And the same goes for cold hands and feet. Yes, it can be a sign of poor circulation, but more times than not, it's your body pulling blood flow from extremities to maintain your core body temperature because you don't have enough metabolic heat. It's literally a survival mechanism, not a quirk. When your metabolism is healthy, your whole body is warm, consistently and effortlessly. For those serious about optimization, our bioenergetic reset program gives you everything. Monthly coaching calls, customized temperature protocols, supplement guidance, access to our private community of people successfully raising their temperatures. At $133 per month, it's literally the price of a few coffee drinks to completely transform your metabolism. Details at biosparkhealth.com. Now, what raises temperature? First and most importantly, eating enough food. Every client I see with low temperature is under-eating, usually by 1,000 calories or more. You cannot generate heat without fuel. It's physically impossible. Your body will lower temperature to match available energy. Carbohydrates are particularly thermogenic. They increase thyroid hormone conversion, lower stress hormones, and directly increase metabolic rate. This is why people on keto have terrible body temperature. They're forcing their bodies to generate heat through stress hormones instead of thyroid hormone. It works short-term but leads to health crashes long-term. Protein is thermogenic too, but in moderation. Too much protein without adequate carbs forces gluconeogenesis, making glucose from protein, which is metabolically expensive and stressful. You want enough protein for structure and repair, not as primary fuel. Salt is also absolutely critical for maintaining a high body temperature. It helps to maintain cellular energy production, supports adrenal function, and enables proper circulation. People restricting salt almost always have low body temperature. Your body cannot maintain heat without adequate sodium. Now, how can we have a conversation on metabolic health without addressing sleep? Sleep is when your body repairs and resets temperature regulation. Poor sleep will crash your morning temperature. But here's the trick. Your bedroom needs to be cool for good sleep, but you need to be warm. This means adequate blankets, not cranking the heat. You want to generate your own heat, not rely on external temperature. Also, consistent movement throughout the day can also play a big role in helping to raise body temperature, but not the way you think. It's not about burning calories or generating heat through exercise. It's about improving thyroid sensitivity and mitochondrial function. Walking is perfect. Intense exercise, on the other hand, often lowers temperature long-term by increasing stress hormones. Now, supplements can also help, but they're not magic. Thyroid hormone supplementation can be life-changing for some people. Even small doses of T3 can raise temperature dramatically, but you need to address the fundamentals first. Food, rest, stress. Throwing thyroid at a broken system just creates new problems. Magnesium, B vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin A, these all support temperature regulation. But again, supplements without adequate food and rest are like putting premium gas in a broken engine. Fix the engine first. I want to address something specific. The people who say their temperature is fine, but they still feel terrible. Usually they're measuring wrong, taking temperature after hot coffee, only checking once a day, using crappy thermometers. Or my favorite, their temperature spikes to 98.6 for an hour, then crashes. That's not healthy. That's stress hormones desperately trying to maintain function. Stable temperature throughout the day is the goal, not spikes and crashes, not barely hitting 98 degrees for 5 minutes. Consistent, stable warmth from morning to evening. That's what healthy metabolism looks like. And for those dealing with serious metabolic damage, whose temperature won't budge no matter what, our one-on-one coaching provides personalized intervention. We look at your specific blocks, run targeted labs if needed, customize everything to your unique situation. This is for people who are done with generic protocols and want precision guidance. You can apply at biosparkhealth.com. Here's the bottom line. If your temperature is below 98 degrees consistently, your current, quote, health routine is most certainly not optimizing your health for the long run. Your temperature would indicate otherwise, that you're just surviving, that every system in your body is compromised, every enzyme is struggling, every hormone is imbalanced, and that you're living at a fraction of your potential. But here's the hope. Body temperature responds quickly to the right interventions. I've seen people gain a full degree in 2 weeks just from eating breakfast, eating enough easily digestible carbs, and adding salt. Bodies want to be warm. They want to function. You just have to stop interfering and start supporting. And we can show you how. Stop accepting low body temperature as normal. Stop believing doctors who say 97 degrees is fine. Stop thinking you're just a, quote, cold person. You're not. You're metabolically suppressed, and it is fixable. Not with medications, not with extreme protocols, but with simple, consistent support of your body's metabolism. Your temperature is your metabolism's report card. It doesn't lie. It can't be fooled. It reflects exactly what's happening at the cellular level where it counts. And once you start tracking it, once you see how it responds to different foods, different stressors, different supplements, different protocols, everything becomes immediately clear. This is why temperature is the ultimate biohack, not because it's complicated or expensive, but because it's simple and true and actually helpful and meaningful. A $12 thermometer can tell you more than a lot of expensive fancy tests out there in the world, so use it, track it, optimize it, and you will find that your entire life will change. Coming up next week, we're tackling one of the biggest concerns people have when eating sugar, dental health. If you've been told sugar rots your teeth, if you're afraid fruit will cause cavities, if you think you need to choose between metabolic health and dental health, next week's episode will blow your mind. We'll reveal why sugar actually prevents cavities when your metabolism is working, why carnivore dieters have terrible teeth despite eating no sugar, and the mineral connection that changes everything. Your dentist won't like this one. This is Dr. Steve Presciutti reminding you, your body knows how to be warm. It knows how to thrive. You just need to properly support your metabolism, measure what matters, and respond accordingly. 98.6 degrees isn't too much to ask. It's your birthright. Remember, everything discussed today is educational information only. Work with a qualified healthcare provider to address your individual temperature and metabolic concerns. The revolution continues. You came to the right place. Let's talk.